Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
If we don't get paid what we deserve, we'll sit out. That bold, some might say delusional, statement from Angel Reese set social media on fire, though probably not in the way she intended. The backlash was swift, but no response hit harder than Patrick Bet-David's. He didn't just push back, he tore her argument apart with cold, hard financial facts. And trust me, once you hear the full truth behind this controversy, you'll never see Angel's outburst the same way again.
I'm coming this year, we'll still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
So here's the deal: Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie turned pro, is now calling for WNBA players to sit out if they don't get paid more. Yes, we're talking about someone still working on making layups without hitting the bottom of the backboard, and she's already talking about shutting down the league. Patrick's reaction? A mix of disbelief and laughter. And honestly, can you blame him?
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go, give this feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Layups? Bang! What do you mean? She's our double-double queen! Bang! What they say, if it's broke, don't fix it! Bang! Teaching Angel Reese to make a layup is like teaching an old dog a new trick. It ain't gonna work! Bang! Hey, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you? Have the Angel Reese McBang!
Let's break down exactly what Angel Reese said.
To get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, "I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills." Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
She revealed that she's making around $74,000 in her rookie WNBA season and claims that's not even enough to cover rent in Chicago. Now, for most people, $74,000 sounds like a pretty solid paycheck, but Angel? She's acting like she's barely scraping by. The irony? This is the same player who raked in nearly $1.8 million at LSU through endorsement deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and a dozen other brands, apparently convinced that retweeting shade was a basketball skill.
Not basketball sustained her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Angel is locked into a 4-year rookie deal worth about $324,000, roughly $81,000 per year. That's less than 5% of what she made as a college influencer. So it's no surprise she once said, "Hating pays the bills. Let's be real." Her Instagram stories are more profitable than her box scores. At the rate she's throwing up bricks, the WNBA might as well start charging her for backboard repairs. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here building the future of women's basketball, while Angel is building a brand off bad takes and elite-level bricklaying.
Hey, this is the greatest Angel Reese layup you'll ever see. Here we go with the dump off, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Burn! Oh, she getting jiggy with it. Look at that, crisscross, zigging-zagging through the lane. Giddy up, yeehaw! Burn! Now I heard she's ambidextrous. That makes sense, cause she's equally doggy doo-doo with the right and left-handed layup. Bang! Professional basketball player needing to work on her layups is like a fish needing to learn how to breathe underwater. It doesn't make sense. Reese's Puffs!
Patrick was absolutely stunned. Not because Angel is actually struggling financially, let's be real. With all her endorsements, she's doing just fine. But because of the sheer audacity to demand more money from a league that, wait for it, doesn't even turn a profit. He pointed out the obvious. In the real world, when a business keeps losing money year after year, it doesn't hand out raises, it hands out pink slips. That's when Adam Snick jumped in with the facts. And things really got interesting.
WNBA and what's her name? Angel Reese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember.
You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
the
knows.
NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
Adam pointed out that yes, the MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL have all had player strikes. But here's the key difference. Those leagues were pulling in billions when their players walked out. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is acting like the WNBA is Apple when, in reality, it's more like your cousin's food truck, barely breaking even and still handing out free samples.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick didn't hold back. The WNBA is bleeding around $50 million a year. That's not a sustainable business. That's a ticking time bomb. Compare that to the NFL, which rakes in $17 billion, or the NBA and MLB, each pulling in over $10 billion. Meanwhile, the WNBA is barely scraping $150 million and still can't stay in the black. It's like trying to run a luxury spa with 2 customers and a lemonade stand budget.
Guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
This isn't even a new problem. The WNBA has been running at a loss since its inception in 1997. That's over 25 years of red ink and busted spreadsheets. You'd think all the buzz around Caitlin Clark would finally push them into profitability. But even now, with record ratings and packed arenas, the losses are still climbing. It's a league that should have folded long ago but somehow keeps staggering along, propped up by its much richer big brother, the NBA.
Question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
I don't, 9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
No, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx.
Who?
Who exactly?
Part of the problem is scale. The WNBA has just 12 teams, each playing 40 games a season. Expansion is coming in 2025 with the Golden State Valkyries, but that's still nowhere near the NBA's 30 teams and 82-game schedule. Fewer teams, fewer games, less ticket revenue, and less TV money. It's basic math. Well, unless you're Angel Reese or Dee Carrington, apparently.
The MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh.
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA is coming for you.
And then there's revenue sharing. NBA players get 50% of the league's earnings, while WNBA players get just 9.3%. Sounds unfair, right? Until you realize that even with that small cut, the league still loses money. There simply isn't enough revenue to go around. And let's not even get started on the attendance gap between Caitlin Clark's Fever games and, well, anyone else's, including Angel's. Spoiler alert, the seats are a lot emptier where she plays.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing.
Look, no one's saying WNBA players don't deserve respect or recognition, but demanding more money from a league that's running on financial fumes, that's not bold. It's delusional, especially coming from someone like Reese, who's been in the league for 5 minutes and already thinks she's leading negotiations. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is doing what she does best: dropping dimes, breaking records, and building a legacy without tantrums or threats. She lets her game do the talking, while Angel is still figuring out how to make a layup without becoming a meme. So next time Angel talks about sitting out, maybe someone should remind her, people are already sitting out of watching her games.
I mean, I'm not huge on comparing the WNBA and the NBA. I don't really think that's fair. Obviously, I think where the WNBA is right now is pretty incredible. I think a lot of people, or most people, would not believe it's in the place that it is right now. So I think when people always ask me this question, where I think it'll be in 5 years, is it's hard for me to answer because people didn't even think we'd be right here, right now. And I think really sky's the limit. I think when you see, our TV numbers when we're on, national television, we're averaging over 1 million viewers or whatever it is. The All-Star game, I think, was over 4 million viewers. It's just really great numbers. So the more opportunities we're given, I think the more it's going to shine and get better and better. I think also the talent level in college is continuing to get a lot better, and as those players come into the league, and it's going to continue to improve. We're adding 2 new teams next year, and then probably another team year after that.
Some more games.
Yeah, more games, which I think will be good. It will lengthen the season a little bit more.
To make things even juicier, there's growing tension between WNBA and NBA stars. Remember the back and forth between Lisa Leslie and Draymond Green? Draymond had the audacity to suggest that WNBA players should focus on growing the game before demanding bigger paychecks. Cue the outrage. But maybe, just maybe, he had a point.
There's a viral clip of Draymond Green basically lecturing one of the greatest players in NBA history, WNBA history. I think it's Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie stirred the pot recently by suggesting that NBA players could help boost WNBA salaries. Maybe by skipping a night at the casino.
Ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
That might have sounded like a joke to her, but Draymond Green wasn't laughing. He clapped back with full intensity, making it clear he wasn't having it. According to Draymond, no one in the country supports the WNBA more than NBA players, and to suggest otherwise, that's just ungrateful. His passionate rebuttal only highlighted how tense the relationship between the two leagues has become.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA.
But while all this back and forth drama unfolds, someone unexpected has emerged as the league's saving grace: Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is experiencing a massive surge in attention, with 2.3 million fans packing arenas, a 48% spike from last season. And who's driving this frenzy? None other than Clark herself. Yet instead of rallying behind the woman, single-handedly dragging the league into the mainstream spotlight, some veteran players are acting like she's the villain. Enter Patrick Bet-David, who didn't hold back, warning WNBA players that they should be lighting candles for Clark's health because, without her, their league might not even exist. This should be the moment the entire WNBA unites and celebrates what's working. But instead, you've got salty veterans jealous of the attention Clark is getting, while still demanding bigger paychecks from a league that can barely afford a parking ticket. Angel might want to hold off on asking for raises until she can consistently make a layup in traffic.
And what they need, and by the way, maybe they should play hard, but not flagrant foul. Caitlin Clark, who can be, the face of the league. They may not like it's the face of the league. There may be professional jealousies among players, but maybe face of the league can help things go and get merch, people in seats, and a better TV contract. They're getting a TV contract improvement for the 26th season next year.
Patrick didn't hold back, delivering a hilarious yet sobering reality check. The WNBA lost $40 million last year. Oh, and the year before that? You guessed it, another $40 million. So technically, they're not growing the game. They're just growing their losses. Progress? Never one to miss a mic drop moment. Patrick turned to ChatGPT with a savage question. Do WNBA players still get paid if they sit out? The answer, of course, was yes. And why is that? Because the NBA keeps bailing them out, like a parent who just can't stop funding their kid's garage band.
Watch this here. to address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well, ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes. In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs. Did you guys understand what happened? Right?
Oh, yeah.
So WNBA makes money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome.
And let's be real. If WNBA players actually went through with the strike Angel Reese is threatening, the NBA probably wouldn't be mad. In fact, they might throw a party, less payroll to cover, less PR drama to manage, and a break from the annual financial hemorrhage. Sounds like a win-win. The NBA has been carrying the WNBA like a toddler in a backpack for over 2 decades. And just when that backpack starts feeling extra heavy, in walks Caitlin Clark, with the energy of 1,000 Red Bulls and the skill set of a generational talent. Here's where it gets even messier. NBA players already support the WNBA financially. And now, with Caitlin Clark bringing in attention the league has never seen before, things should be smooth sailing. But nope.
Number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games.
Attendance is up, sure. Those packed arenas look great on Instagram. But beneath all that glitter is a financial dumpster fire that's been burning since 1997. 2.5 decades of losses, and yet the league is still operating like it's just one breakaway dunk away from going mainstream.
Viewership is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played, but you're right. If Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over.
Tom from Valuetainment dropped the cold, hard truth no one wanted to say out loud. The NBA treats the WNBA like a write-off. Literally. It's not a business. It's a PR move. A way for the league to say, look, we support women's sports, while quietly footing the bill. That pie Angel Reese keeps demanding a bigger slice of, it doesn't exist. There is no pie, just crumbs. And the NBA is already spreading those thin. But wait, there's a silver lining.
Increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year, 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase.
From 2023 to 2024, WNBA attendance skyrocketed by 48%, a massive jump for the league. That's the argument they're making, the Caitlin Clark effect. And the numbers don't stop there. Merch sales, up 61%. ESPN viewership, averaging 1.2 million per game, a 170% increase. TV ratings, through the roof. That's not just growth, that's an explosion. And there's one reason. Caitlin Clark. When she steps on the hardwood, people watch. They cheer. They stay until the final buzzer. You'd think the league would protect her like she's made of gold. But nope, you've got players. Like Aja Wilson throwing shade, trying to downplay her impact. Tom laid it out in the simplest way possible. Make the league profitable, then talk money. That's how MLB players did it. You don't demand a raise while your team is bleeding cash. That's not how business works. And here's the kicker. If Angel's strike actually happens, owners might just breathe a sigh of relief. Less money going out, less drama coming in. It's like paying to keep the lights on in an empty house.
This issue, and no one's going to like what I say, but there are hard-working women in the WNBA that are the stateswomen for their team. They're the lead player for their team, the face of the team, and they're out there doing it. But guess what? You know what the reality is? Until the team makes a profit. And by the way, everything you talked about last year is tremendous progress, and it puts them closer to making a profit. Because as soon as they're profitable, they can go on strike and they can go from 9% of the revenue to 12% of the revenue to 15% of the revenue to 20% of the revenue. But if there's no revenue...
And let's not forget, Caitlin Clark is the reason casual fans are even talking about the WNBA. The seats are filled, the cameras are rolling, and for once, people actually care. Angel Reese may think she's the main character, but this isn't TikTok. This is professional basketball, and the grown-ups are watching. So here's the deal. Angel Reese can keep ranting about how she deserves more pay, but until she backs it up with numbers, on and off the court, it's just noise. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is over there breaking records, growing the game, and giving the WNBA a real shot at a future. You want bigger paychecks? Start by respecting the reason you're even getting paid at all. Spoiler alert, it's not the rebounding machine with $1 million podcast. It's the humble, laser-focused phenom in Indiana Fever Red.
So the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done, is saying, sorry, owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue. And that's the way it's worked in other leagues. But step one, there's got to be profit to cake.
Let's bring it all home. The WNBA's financial reality isn't just tough, it's dependent. For years, the NBA has funneled in around $10 to $12 million annually just to keep the league from collapsing. That's not charity, it's life support. Now picture Angel Reese and company walking out in protest over salaries. You think that terrifies the NBA? Try again. They'd probably pop champagne knowing they just saved millions in subsidies. But here's where the story could change. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is pushing for a future where the WNBA can finally stand on its own, fueled by smart brand deals and rising media attention, not constant bailouts. And guess who's holding the key? Caitlin Clark, the one driving fan interest and ticket sales like never before. The path forward is clear. Lean into what's working, embrace the stars fans are lining up to see, and build a league that doesn't need saving. Because if the WNBA doesn't evolve fast, it might not get another shot. And clearly, Angel Reese isn't helping. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.